Discover ways to create deeper connections with women. Stoicism. Have you ever wondered how a simple touch could spark an emotional connection so deep that it makes her feel a magnetic pull towards you? But here's the twist. It's not just about where you touch, but when and how you do it. Ready to learn the secrets behind the power of touch? This could be the missing piece to unlocking real connection and desire with the woman you're interested in. Let's dive right in. Did you know that with the right touch, you can create an emotional bond so powerful that she'll feel a magnetic attraction to you? It's not about simply making physical contact. It's about using touch as a tool for emotional connection. The secret lies in knowing when and how to touch, not just where. Trust me, there is an undeniable power in meaningful touches that many men overlook. It's a form of communication that goes beyond words and taps into something deeper. But here's the big question. Do you know exactly which touch to use at the right moment? Imagine the ability to make her feel something real, a desire that she can't ignore. That's what we're going to unlock today. Welcome to the channel, where we focus on taking real actions to become more confident, attractive, and irresistible. My mission here is simple: to help you become the kind of man who knows how to connect and create meaningful relationships. Are you tired of guessing what really attracts a woman? In today's video, I'm going to reveal the 5 types of touches that have the power to instantly create an emotional connection and awaken desire in her. It doesn't matter if you're just starting to explore body language or if you already have some experience. These tips will elevate your interactions and take your attraction game to the next level. Before we jump into these powerful touch techniques, take a second to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content that can truly transform your relationships. Now, let's get started with the first touch that is often underestimated: the soft touch on the hands. This touch may seem simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Imagine this. As you're walking with her, you reach out to gently touch her hand. Or maybe during a conversation, your hand casually brushes hers. This simple gesture can create an immediate feeling of closeness that she'll notice and feel instinctively. It's not just about physical contact, it's about the energy behind the touch and the intention you bring to the moment. The hand, as one of the most sensitive areas of the body, is where we naturally feel connection and attention. When you touch her hand, you're doing more than just a physical gesture. You're telling her that she matters. This is a way of showing care without saying a word, and it's something women truly value in a man. But here's what makes it even more powerful. This touch has a profound psychological effect. It calms her, while also conveying that you are in control, but not in a forceful way. It's a quiet, confident display of your inner strength and ability to handle situations with grace and respect. This generates a sense of security, helping her to feel safe and comfortable in your presence. But what comes next? Well, if you want to continue building on this newfound connection and truly stand out, keep reading. I'll share even more touch techniques that will have her seeing you in an entirely new light. Building on our earlier discussion about the power of touch, let's dive deeper into the second touch that can elevate your connection with a woman: the touch on the back of her neck. If the first touch was about simplicity and naturalness, this one is all about sensuality and emotional depth. Incorporating a soft, unforced touch into your interactions can create an immediate bond, but the touch on the back of her neck, that's when you truly engage her on a deeper level. It's a touch that transcends just physical closeness, pulling her in emotionally as well. When done correctly, it has the power to make her feel desired, special, and uniquely connected to you. Why is this touch so powerful? The back of the neck is one of the most sensitive areas of the human body, and even the softest touch can provoke a strong emotional reaction. Imagine this. You're talking with her, and during a natural pause in the conversation, your hand brushes her neck. It's a simple gesture, but it makes her feel something profound. It's more than just a physical connection. It becomes emotional. What happens here is fascinating. This touch triggers the release of oxytocin, known as the love hormone. Oxytocin is responsible for making us feel closer, calmer, and more connected to others. In the context of this touch, it's exactly what you want. By gently touching the back of her neck, you're subtly inviting her to feel more at ease, more open, and more comfortable in your presence. It creates an invisible thread that ties you both together in a deeper way. This kind of touch isn't just about physical affection. It has a psychological impact as well. When you touch her neck softly and without rushing, you're sending a silent but powerful message. I care about you. I am attentive, and I respect your space. This kind of non-verbal communication is incredibly effective in building emotional intimacy. But here's the key. This touch must be done with care and respect. It's not about overwhelming her. It's about creating a moment that feels natural, calm, and inviting. The subtlety is what makes it so powerful. You want her to feel like this connection is genuine, not forced. Now imagine this. You're having a conversation, everything is flowing, and as she laughs or speaks passionately, you gently reach out and touch the back of her neck. This moment isn't about making a bold statement. It's about deepening the connection and making her feel seen and valued in a way that few others can. Ready to try it out in your own interactions. The next step is to make sure you keep the energy balanced. And that's where the next tip comes. Stay tuned to discover the next type of touch that will heighten this connection and keep the momentum going. Continuing from our previous discussion on the power of touch, let's move on to an even more intimate gesture. The touch on her face. This is not just about the physical connection. It goes beyond that, touching on deep emotional intimacy. When we think about connecting with someone on a deeper level, certain touches have the ability to break down barriers and create instant, emotional bonds. Touching her face is one of those touches that conveys both vulnerability and affection. It's one of the most powerful gestures because it involves an intimate and personal part of her body. This simple touch can leave an impression that lingers far beyond the moment itself. Why is this touch so powerful? The face is one of the most sensitive areas of the human body, and when you gently touch her face, whether it's to tuck away a stray lock of hair or as a simple affectionate gesture, you're doing more than just making physical contact. You're creating a sense of comfort and security. This kind of touch conveys care, tenderness, and emotional depth, something that words can't always express. Think about it. When you're this close to her, you're showing her that she's important, that she's worthy of this type of attention. It's a powerful form of non-verbal communication that conveys how much you truly value her presence. When you touch her face softly, You're telling her in the most subtle way possible that you see her as someone special, that you care for her, and that you are emotionally available. But here's the key: timing and intention. If you rush the gesture or force it when the moment isn't right, it can backfire. This touch works best when the atmosphere is calm, when you've already established an emotional connection, and when you're both comfortable in each other's presence. You don't need to overthink it. Let the moment unfold naturally. Imagine this scenario. You're having a relaxed conversation and she's laughing or talking with enthusiasm. In that moment, you casually reach out and touch her face. Maybe just brushing away a stray hair or gently cupping her cheek. The closeness you share in that moment speaks volumes. If she leans into the touch or looks at you with a certain intensity, that's your cue to lean in and allow the moment to evolve. By doing this, you're sending a clear message. You're not just interested in her physically, but emotionally as well. The face is an incredibly personal space, and by touching it with care, you create a bond that's hard to break. Now that you've mastered the touch on the neck and face, let's explore the next powerful move that will take your connection to an entirely new level. This gesture will deepen the emotional intimacy even further and solidify the bond between you two. Ready to learn more? Let's dive into the next touch that women secretly love and how you can use it to create a lasting connection. Continuing from our previous discussion on the subtle yet powerful touch on the face, let's now move on to another gesture that holds significant power in building emotional intimacy: the touch on the arm. The key to this touch, much like the face touch, lies in its gentleness and timing. It's not about grabbing her arm or forcefully initiating contact. Instead, it's a soft and confident gesture, one that speaks volumes without needing to say anything at all. When you touch her arm, it's a subtle yet deeply personal way of conveying your support and security. Now, you might be wondering, how does something as simple as a touch on the arm have such an impact? The truth is, this small act can completely shift the energy between you two. By gently placing your hand on her arm, you're telling her, "I'm here, you're safe with me." This can create a feeling of comfort, like a reassuring presence that calms any anxieties and allows her to feel more connected to you. Imagine a conversation where everything feels light and you're both enjoying the moment. As you talk, you casually place your hand on her arm. It's not intrusive or too forward. It's simply there as a sign of solidarity and support. In that instant, her guard might come down and she'll feel that emotional barrier between you, two dissolving even if just a little. It's in those quiet, subtle moments that true connection is made. The arm is such a sensitive area, and by gently making contact, you send a message of comfort and security that she's unlikely to ignore. Now, to really make this gesture hit home, observe her body language. If she seems open and receptive, perhaps she's leaning toward you or making eye contact, then it's the perfect opportunity to subtly touch her arm. You don't need to make it a long touch. A brief, confident placement of your hand can leave a lasting impression. And here's the real secret. The beauty of this touch lies in its simplicity. It's not about being overly intense or dramatic. Instead, it's about showing your emotional presence and your ability to connect without force. This touch is incredibly effective because it communicates a deep sense of care, making her feel valued and important in your presence. By doing this in the right moment, you'll build trust and intimacy, setting the foundation for a much deeper connection. Now that you've learned how to effectively use the arm touch to establish emotional closeness, let's move forward to another gesture that can enhance your connection even further. This next touch is all about subtlety and intimacy, and when used correctly, it can create a deep emotional bond. Ready to discover it? Let's dive into the next powerful gesture. Picking up from where we left off, let's dive into another powerful touch that will help deepen your connection, the touch on the shoulder. But before we get to that, let's quickly recap the impact of the arm touch. It's a subtle, intimate gesture that communicates your presence, your attentiveness, and your genuine care. It's the perfect way to connect emotionally without being intrusive. Now, let's explore the next touch that has the potential to bring even more depth to your interactions. The shoulder touch is often understated, yet incredibly powerful when used correctly. It is a gesture that radiates strength, protection, and confidence. When you touch her shoulder, you're communicating non-verbally that you are both grounded and reliable. It's a gesture that naturally establishes a sense of security and comfort, making her feel safe in your presence. Much like the previous touches we've discussed, the key here is subtlety. The shoulder is not a part of the body that is typically thought of for intimacy, but when approached with care, it can foster a deep, emotional connection. Imagine a moment where you're both in a group, sharing a conversation, and you gently place your hand on her shoulder. It's soft, calm, and comforting, never forceful. This simple gesture tells her that you're there for her, that you support her, and that you are emotionally available. Why does this touch have such a profound impact? The shoulder, unlike the hands or face, is not typically associated with romantic intimacy, but rather with companionship. This is what makes it so effective in creating a strong emotional bond. It's also a place that's often linked with physical strength, and by touching her shoulder, you're symbolizing that you are someone who can offer her protection and emotional stability. Now think about how you can use the shoulder touch in your interactions. It's most effective when she's sharing something important or when you're offering reassurance. For instance, imagine she's talking about something that's causing her stress, and you gently place your hand on her shoulder, showing support without needing to say a word. This simple act can convey far more than just your physical presence. It communicates that you truly care and are there to help her through her challenges. The most powerful aspect of the shoulder touch is that it's a non-verbal cue that reinforces your connection without overwhelming her. It shows that you're present in the moment and that you're actively engaged in the conversation. When used correctly, it builds trust, shows empathy, and strengthens your emotional bond. It's the ultimate touch for creating a feeling of emotional safety and reassurance. As we finish up with this powerful gesture, we can see how each touch has its unique effect. Whether it's the lightness of the arm touch or the strength behind the shoulder touch, these gestures are all about creating deeper emotional connections. In the next part, we will explore even more ways to connect with her emotionally, building a relationship that is grounded in trust and understanding. Stay tuned for more insights that will elevate your connection to a whole new level. As we've just explored the power of the shoulder touch and how it creates emotional intimacy and trust, let's now dive deeper into understanding why it works so well. The shoulder touch, though seemingly simple, is one of the most effective ways to convey emotional support, security, and a deep sense of connection without saying a word. This seemingly innocent gesture holds tremendous power, especially when you want to communicate your care and protection. The touch on her shoulder represents a subtle but significant weight emotionally. It conveys a sense of security and tranquility without rushing or invading her personal space. This touch doesn't need any verbal explanation. It speaks volumes about your role in the interaction, letting her know you are there for her. Imagine this: you're in a moment of calm conversation, and you place your hand gently on her shoulder, applying just a little pressure. Instantly, she feels supported, cared for, and reassured. It's like a silent affirmation that says, "I've got you." This action helps build trust, creates a sense of emotional safety, and establishes a deeper connection between you two. Now, when is the best time to use this? The shoulder touch is most effective during more emotional moments, when she's feeling vulnerable or sharing something deeply personal. Picture this. She's talking about something difficult, perhaps a challenge at work or a personal struggle. You place your hand on her shoulder in a gentle, reassuring way. This simple touch communicates that you understand, you're listening, and you're there to provide her the support she needs. It shows empathy without saying a word, reinforcing your connection in a powerful and non-invasive way. But the shoulder touch isn't just reserved for emotional moments. It works beautifully during relaxed, light-hearted times too. Imagine laughing together or having a playful conversation. In these moments, placing your hand on her shoulder adds warmth, comfort, and a sense of safety. It makes her feel that she is protected, that she's in a space where she can be herself. The key here is to make the touch feel natural. Don't rush it, and let it flow as an extension of your shared connection. When done skillfully and thoughtfully, the shoulder touch can instantly create emotional intimacy and enhance the bond between both of you. It's not about how forceful or dramatic the touch is, but rather the intent behind it, to show care, reassurance, and connection. These 5 types of touches, subtle yet powerful, have the ability to awaken desire and create emotional connections instantly. But what if there are even more ways to connect with her on a deeper level? Don't worry, in the next video, I'll reveal more secrets on understanding female body language and how it can work to your advantage. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. If you enjoyed today's video and found these tips helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell. That way, you'll stay updated with all the content, designed to help you become the confident, irresistible man you're meant to be. I'll see you in the next video.